Formula 1 season as we chasing the records of any sort. Obviously, to be on the 11th pole and to be chasing my 13 Grand Prix victory out of the first 14 races, which would be the outright Formula 1 record, is absolutely magnificent. And here we went to one of the favorite circuits, definitely the driver's favorite, the Spa-Francorchamps circuit, which holds this round 14 of the 2024 FIA Formula 1 World Championship. And just how fitting, it would be to set that outright record over here and break my childhood heroes Michael Schumacher record over here, because as you do know, Spa-Francorchamps means so much to Michael Schumacher, right? He has made his debut, he scored his first victory, obviously he secured his record-breaking 7th world title over here. So, I really wanted to make it, especially after, the big disappointment of last year when we obviously, only finished low 8th and basically in a sprint had that spin while leading, which was only our second pole position over here. I've gotten that pole obviously for that 2010 race, but then haven't gotten the pole since for the Grand Prix proper. But now this is my second pole position, as I'll obviously be chasing the 4th fastest lap and the 3rd Grand Prix victory. And you guys know, the 3rd time lucky. I'm really great at it this season, as I'm picking up a lot of the 3rd victories at lots of the circuits, as I'm becoming obviously the 3rd 2 to 4 time world champion, having a massive lead over here in a championship, and having that being basically buoyed by that fantastic result from the Hungarian Grand Prix. I went into this qualifying knowing that the changeable conditions, might again, throw the dice. It would be kind of like, playing the roulette in a casino, but we handle it like champions, right? So practice 1, practice 2, there were blue skies. We did a good job, 144.6, 144.9. Then once I put in the medium and did 144.1, I knew I had the ultimate pace, basically always about 2 seconds clear of anybody else, because after all, this is the longest circuit in terms of the lap time and also in terms of the track distance on the Formula 1 calendar. And I was absolutely bossing it over here. So the qualifying started, the qualifying one, did a very good job there, obviously with the banker lap and, the best lap as I did, obviously below 1 minute 44 seconds, I did 1:43.4, but, we could see that the rain is coming and that it will probably affect sadly the qualifying, which I do know, because, I did study, very close, to this circuit when I was in high school, right? For that high school duration of the 3 years, the senior high. I live very close to the Spa-Francorchamps, so I do know that, the rain is a constant occurrence, in the La Paz, the so-called Belgium and the Netherlands, and it came, kind of in the middle of the Q2, but thankfully I set in time of 1:43.9, which was good enough to, again, be first, and then nobody, was of course able to improve. Obviously, I was already a little bit slower than in Q1 because of a bit of a lockup, into the first turn, the last source. But overall, I was happy that, I didn't get caught out, like, for example, let's say in China, right? Or perhaps even in Canada, we made it into qualifying 3, and then it was really exciting, right? So obviously the extreme wets, were the preferred tire, and I did a decent time. There was about 3/10 faster than Norris, but it was 1 minute 57.5, I believe. And then lost it to Stallone, hit the wall a little bit, but didn't damage the car. So immediately went to the pits, and then decided to just go out on the intermediates. But because the lap is so long, you only have 12 minutes. I basically knew that I had a 1 chance only, and I really wanted to make it count, because again, in 2016, 2017, 2016, 2017, and 2023, 2023, because there was no sprint qualifying, so I started last, because obviously I finished last in the sprint. I really wanted the pole position for the Grand Prix, for the Belgian Grand Prix, which would be only my second one, and I really nailed it. That lap was kind of okay at the beginning, but we knew coming into Pujon that we had about half a second there, because I almost lost it on my first run into Q3. So tiny margins, right, as we chasing the records. And then once I made it across the finishing line, you know, you could hear the engineer obviously being so happy because the checkered flag has already fallen. And yes, we will show it to you over here, just how we mastered it. It was a beautiful, beautiful lap. And, you know, so reminiscent of Michael Schumacher, my childhood hero, because, you know, this is, these are the conditions that he really excelled at, right? So it's great that we went from a blue sky to the cloudy, overcast, light rain, heavy rain, and we dominated it all. So over here we will show you how we put around that SF1000 T818 Formula 1 Racing Simulator around. We will of course show it to you on this Scuderia Red Regina iMac. I hope you guys will enjoy it, because I cannot wait to put on that medal for the pole sitter for the Belgian Grand Prix for the 2024-2024 race. Which if we win, we will be the outright best starters to the season. And you know, considering that the summer break is then going, wouldn't it be amazing to celebrate with this spectacular record? And that would set us for maybe a very memorable final 10 races of the season, right? Alright, so over here, let me turn it around. Okay, this is a beautiful red iMac. You know, they do a great job with the graphics. That's why we love Apple. And we will take you over here on the ride, because this is spectacular, right? So let's go for it, so that you guys can exactly see, you know, how we made it. So obviously the lap being very, very long. Take a look at this amazing setup. Again, you know, we are absolutely loving it, are we not? Yes, you can see the wheel looks so beautiful. And yeah, the conditions are treacherous, right? So you can see that it's just raining more and more. And you know, this will be a challenging lap, but only the champions can make it. So as you can see over here, there is just 58 seconds here on the clock. So clearly, you know, we only have this one lap to improve, but we already first, you know, but just a couple of tenths ahead of Norris. We definitely don't want him to spoil the party. You know, obviously Leclerc is there, Hamilton, you know, some drivers like George Russell, for example, already got eliminated. So you know, that's great, but yeah, obviously you know, this is the real challenge, as we will try to plant it on pole position. So, are you guys ready? Do you want to see Jan Smaling's champion planting on Belgium Grand Prix pole position for only the second time in his career? Let's go! Okay. So over here, it's important to get a good exit. You can see that I'm in the third gear over here. And yeah, you can see the ERS depot is on medium. So again, you know, the track will be very slippery, but we will show all our champion skills to master it. Wow, look at it, oversteer, and the lap is starting, guys. So coming out of the bus chicane, this is last source. We bit wide there, so definitely those couple of tenths. And we engaging the battery. And let's go, yeah, let's go for it. Wow, this is Orange. You know, we definitely have to keep it in the 7th gear. Look at that. This is the Camel Straight. We already lost a lot of the battery because we know we won't be using much of it. Can we improve? Let's go, yeah, Smaling's a champion. Wow, going down to the 4th gear is so difficult. You can see, you know, we playing up with the gear ratios. Let's go, Jan! And obviously, you know, now we becoming a little bit green. But this is a key part. Qualifying complete. The checkered flag has flown, guys. And this is Pujon. This time it's good. And look just how much time we're gaining, okay? 5, 6 tenths, baby. Because, you know, that's where we lost it. And obviously here, this is far from ideal. As we approaching the stubble where almost the qualifying came to the end. And look at that. We fighting the car just 2-3 tenths up. We are purple. Come on, baby. Let's go, Jan Smaling's our champion. Record-breaking season. You know, the Belgian lap is so long. This is Blashy mode. We're going to the 6-7 tenths up. And bus stop chicane. We gotta make it. Yes, we are going a bit cautious, but yeah. That's 7 tenths up. 7 tenths up. Purple and...
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done.
Yes.
Fantastic drive.
Yes. Pole position. We've gotten it. Oh, wow, it feels so great. And yeah, this is obviously how the qualifying for the Belgium Grand Prix then finished. Obviously, Jan, the Smaliksan champion, the very handsome man over here. We usually dominated by about 2 seconds. That's just how much pace we had over here. But to be 1.110 ahead of Norris is absolutely amazing. Second, then Lando Norris from us. Third, Charles Leclerc. Okay, we absolutely destroyed him. We were actually the only ones who were able to improve. So that new set of intermediates was very important. I don't think we will need it though for the race, so why not use it here in qualifying. Fourth, Lewis Hamilton, our future Ferrari teammate, obviously with 157.997. Fifth, Sergio 158.045. Five, Sergio Perez, Red Bull, who outqualified his illustrious teammate Red Bull, because if you didn't switch to the intermediates you would be left behind. Six, Lance Stroll, Aston Martin, just outqualifying. Seven, Fernando Alonso, Aston Martin. Eight, Alexander Albon, Williams. And nine, Max Verstappen, Red Bull. 10, Oscar Piastri, McLaren. They did not change to the tires, and yes, you can see that it cost them dearly. Over there, obviously, Russell also got kicked out, but this is a great 11 pole position, obviously, of the season, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I was, certainly loving it. I knew that obviously I made that mistake in Pujon, so, I just needed to keep it clean, and this is exactly what I did. Kept it clean, just went for it step by step, corner by corner, because obviously the lap is very, very long. So we do know that in Belgium, the Spa-Francorchamps is the longest lap. So, sometimes you're losing a couple of tenths here and there. It is okay, because you can always recover it. You can always make it up. And this is exactly what I did. So, yeah, I'm absolutely happy about it. I'm sure that, you guys enjoy it as well. This is a great pole position, and, especially at the track where, we've always, felt like, we always raced well, but sometimes they didn't have as much of a success. Obviously, Belgian Grand Prix was often paired with the Italian Grand Prix, and it would be at home in Italy where we would be dominating. But yeah, to be on pole position over here, feels spectacular. I'm so happy, which means we will get our pole position trophy. Oh yeah, let's go, Jan Smaliksan, champion. Wow, look at this. Yes, we've gotten it. That's our 11. So yeah, definitely going for some real records. There over here. Look how great it looks like. We've gotten it, and let's kiss it from even its better side. Let's go, Jan. This is exactly what we need. 11 pole. Definitely on course. We could still get 21 pole positions. And obviously, if we win everything, we could, still get amazing 23, race victories. That would be a new record. So we, looking at it, we also said, obviously, 13 fastest laps. So, we had the fastest lap, in every sprint, every Grand Prix. So this is going to be very, very exciting. And yeah, I'm sure, in a race we saved, plenty of tires, so should be, probably an easy one-stop, maybe even two-stop strategy. But yeah, if we can replicate what we did, for example, in let's say Great Britain, or even, at the beginning of the season in Bahrain, that would be great. But, most important is that we will be chasing that record. The weather, it should be a beautiful day, so that should definitely help us out. And, I really cannot wait to race. You too, right? Of course, and before we go, so stay tuned for that race. I'm sure you guys will be loving it. And yeah, I would like to dedicate this pole position to my childhood hero, Michael Schumacher. It would be really great if he could recover and be with us again. Because he inspired me to these magnificent results, and it's well deserved, and I'm sure he would love that pole position time. So keep fighting, Michael. Thank you so much, and you guys, I hope you enjoyed this fantastic lap. And I cannot wait to go racing! This was Jan, the Smaliksan champion, the pole sitter for the Belgian Grand Prix, round 14 of the 2024 FIA Formula 1 World Championship. Let's go for our record-breaking 13 Grand Prix victory to start the season with 13 out of 14 wins, so then we can play all summer long. Let's go